All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to another map tour. I am the Ultra Farmer, and today we are going to be going over Flat Acres. Now, Flat Acres is a 4x map brought to you by Nestee, Nestee, and it is currently only available on PC, although I really hope it does come to console in the future because this would be a really fun map for you and your friends to dive into. It is definitely kind of built, even in the description, it talks about how it's kind of built for more of a multiplayer map. It is definitely a large farming scale operation. It'd be better if you had some friends to help you out with. And also, if you have the Nexit pack, it even says in the description that it was kind of built with that Nexit pack in mind. Again, to do some of these very, very large scale farming operations. As you can see, the fields that we're flying over right now are quite large. They are some of the largest fields that you're going to kind of find in this game. Again, this is a 4x map, and it's going to be a lot of fun to take a look at. So let's get right into it today. What we're going to do is we're going to head over to the farm that you get in new farmer mode. Okay, so this, if you start in new farmer mode, which I think would be a really good option if you really want to check this map out, start in new farmer mode because you get quite a bit. This is one of the best kind of starting farms that I've ever kind of seen when it comes to new farmer mode. Obviously, with a map like this, the devs and the creators, they really want to give you a good starting kind of chunk of equipment and buildings and stuff. And this is truly just a massive field. So I'm just going to go into the map real quick here and just show you an overview. This is what it looks like on the map, and you kind of get the top corner, or the northeast side of the map, if you will. This full kind of area is what you get in new farmer mode. So fields 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth field. So if I come right out here, you get these 4 fields, and then this large one to the side here, which looks like a large, massive cotton field. But like, look, as you can see, this is a massive field. And if I go back into the mode here, like you see this area where we're in, where the farm laydown area kind of is, like that's what we're floating over right now. And you get quite a bit. So right below us down here, you get a workshop. This is going to be able to do any maintenance or repairs for your tractors and pieces of equipment, implements. You get a fuel station. These are just 2 empty sheds. You could probably put like a combine in there if it didn't have headers on. Obviously, you might be able to sneak them in there. Along here, you get 4 bale and pallet storage facilities, so you can just come in the front of these and drop off bales and pull them out. I believe it'll hold 250 bales each. We could actually just go into our build mode right here real quick and let's just check. Yeah, so these are the ones you get that'll hold 250 pieces per unit, so quite a bit. It would take a bit to fill those, but I mean, this is also quite a massive operation. Down below, you can also see you get 2 grain silos, which looks as though it would be very similar to this. So each of these grain silos will hold 2 million liters of grain, which again, it's going to take you a minute to fill those. So having 2 of those is crazy. At first glance, you look and you think, oh, of this caliber, you might need something a bit bigger, but 4 million liters is quite a bit that it can hold. So let's kind of come over to here, and I'll kind of go from the right to the left. I'll go through all these buildings and talk about the pieces of equipment that you get in new farmer mode. Before we drop down, take a look, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 large wind turbines, and kind of a smaller one right over here. Now, it'll change each month. I had only tested a couple months, but the first month that I slept through, the farm got $134,000 worth of income just from the generators. So again, that'll change kind of throughout the year. They kind of simulates that, but about 130,000 in those late summer months is pretty good. So let's just drop down a little bit here and let's go from right to left. I don't know all of these exactly, but I do know that one of these is a spinach harvester, one is a pea, and one is a green bean harvester. Again, I don't know exactly which one's which, but you get one of each there. A cotton harvester. This is a rice harvester, a rice planter, large forage wagon, a large tipper trailer. Down here you get the biggest mower that's in base game, and I believe this is the biggest sprayer. Let's go check and just double check how wide that can spray. It'll hold 8,000 liters, which is massive. 54-meter spread. That's pretty crazy. Now, coming into this shop over here, I'll just speed that up a little bit. So you get a combine. This combine will hold 16,200 liters of grain. It comes with 9-meter corn headers and then, oh, let's see if I can just drop down in here, and then a 15.2 meter grain header. Along with that, you get 5 of the Vent Vario. These are the 1000 series tractors, and these tractors have the large engine inside of them, so you actually get 517 horsepower per tractor, which is it's a pretty good tractor. That's there's not too many things in this game that need much more horsepower than that. Coming over to these planters, you get a planter. This planter will have seed and liquid fertilizer. This seeder will obviously hold seed and dry fertilizer. This is a large set of cultivators. Now, the only thing I would say quick about these cultivators, just in case you didn't know, one thing that's, I don't want to say weird about those cultivators, but it's been overlooked by me in the past, is they will only pull at 6 miles an hour. So sometimes it's a little bit better to maybe get a smaller width. These are 18 meters. You can get ones that are 14 meters and they'll pull at 9 miles an hour. Again, 3 mile an hour difference, but on the large fields, it could make a difference. So just be aware. This is a set of weeders. And then down here, you get a fertilizer spreader and a plow. And that is basically it for equipment, other than over here, you get a truck and a trailer. What comes in this trailer is a bunch of pallets of rice saplings. So you can use these rice saplings to plant rice, not long grain rice, but just rice. You'd have to flood the fields and do all that stuff. This is silage additive, and then you get fertilizer and lime. So again, with this truck and trailer. So you get a pretty good setup for a starting farm on new farmer mode. One of the kind of bigger setups I've definitely seen. Just a massive laydown area. Even if you wanted to expand and kind of, change this area a little bit, you definitely have all the room in the world to do so. So let's go into the map and let's check out a few different kind of elements, drop points, and just features within the map itself. Okay, now that we got the map open, I'm kind of trying to do it. I'll put it so that our money kind of covers our starting farm. So up there where my balance is, that's where the starting farm is. Now, if you just come below that, we'll kind of work across this whole top of the map, going kind of from right to left, and I'll explain each of these kind of pens, barns, pastures, and what kind of animals and stuff you can do towards the northern side of the map. Basically, all the animal stuff, starting points that they have is on the north side of the map, and we'll go through that now. Okay, so the first barn that we're flying over here is the cow barn. Now, this cow barn will currently hold 231 head of cattle, and it also comes with a manure heap at the end there. Now, this pasture, it basically comes to the edge of the cow barn and then works its way up. So you do have a bit of an open area kind of on the back side that we're flying towards right now, for you to kind of set up your farm. It's a little bit hard to tell, but I'll drop down. You can see where the fence stops, and so you have this whole open area kind of behind that. And then coming up right beside this farm is a large pig pen or a pigsty. Now, this barn will hold quite a few pigs. The way the pasture is set up, it says it'll hold 1,827 pigs. Now, my only thing with that is that's massive. If you were to fill this, though, I don't know if this facility will hold enough food to actually feed all of those pigs for 1 month. You might have to like stockpile food outside of it. I don't know, just something to think about when doing a lot of animals like that. Sometimes the barns don't really facilitate, like this might only hold 30 to 40,000 liters of food, and 1,800 pigs will go through that in a month real easy. Okay, the next thing we're flying over here is the sheep barn. Now, this sheep barn and pasture will hold 193 sheep or goats. You also get a little bit of a kind of build area just outside the barn here. I guess not as much as the cow farm, but still a good little area if you want to get into sheep. All right, and moving right along kind of to the far west side of the map, if you will, or on the left side, now we come up to an area where you have 6 chicken coops. So you can come down here and you can start a farm with 6 chicken coops. Each one of these chicken coops will hold 360 chickens and or roosters. So quick math on that is 720, 1440 plus another 720, 2160. So 2,160 chickens that you could have down here, which is a pretty big chicken operation. You'd be definitely getting a bunch of eggs from that. So another cool option. Again, most of these pens and stuff are all kind of at the north side of the map. I don't see anywhere on here that has horses or anything to do with bees, but I mean, obviously you could put that in wherever you want. Okay, so now back on the map here, let's head a little bit further south, kind of down to this little strip of fields. And what we'll first go look at here is the warehouse. Now, down at the warehouse section here, this is where you're going to be able to pick up any used equipment which is going to pop in right here if you need to buy seed, fertilizer, all that stuff. Any equipment implements, obviously this is where it's going to be right here. This should also have a spot to do repairs. Yes, if you bring your tractor down here and park in this, you should be able to do any repairs that you need. Obviously, you could do that at the starting farm, but if you need to do any repairs, you can do that there. And then you have a warehouse drop point right here. Okay, and then back in the map, if you go kind of to the east side of all of that, just up in this corner, this is where you're going to find the animal dealer. So there's a manure heap here. This is where you can come buy manure, and you can also come buy liquid manure there. And then this drop point is where you could come sell any of your animals. So if you're raising chickens, pigs, goats, all that stuff, obviously you can sell it right from your animal pens and pay the transport fee. But if you want to take them anywhere, you're going to come up here, and this is going to be the main kind of like feedlot animal dealer area. It seems like it's got a nice kind of pull behind here where you can get the liquid fertilizer, the slurry, and then the manure heap buy station area right there. So yeah, this is kind of the animal dealer feedlot area. And then if we keep working our way south, we'll kind of go south of where the warehouse is every there. Now we're going to get to our main kind of area of production facilities. Now, each of these production facilities, you're going to have the option to buy. Of course, you don't have to, but if you head down to these, they're kind of all in one nice little area. The only area down here that isn't a production facility is the spinnery, where you could take your clothes or your fabric to sell. But yeah, let's just jump back out of the map here and kind of go through here. So here's working buttons. One of the production facilities you can come drop your goods off. Here's the spinnery, which is the sell point we talked about. The grain mill, which is right around the corner here. And if we fly over these trees right now, right below us, this is the oil mill. And then right up in here is the cement factory. So again, another little kind of area. This is where most of the production facilities are. And again, you can come buy them if you want, or just put your own at your own farm. And as we keep going a little bit to the east, this is where we're going to come over and we're going to find the preserved. There's going to be a preserved food factory. Yep, it's the first one I clicked on. Right on the dairy production facilities there, cereal. And if I'm going to be able to, yeah, click on it, the bakery. So that's going to be kind of in this little area. Again, you can buy these if you want, but yeah, just a few more production facilities. Nice little area. It's going to seem like easy areas for you to kind of pull in to do the drop-offs. So the final little area for us to look at on the map is at the bottom southeast side, or just the bottom right-hand corner, and this is going to be the main sell stations. Now, obviously, like we talked about, you can sell at the spinnery, and you can sell some stuff at the animal dealer, but down here is going to be your major sell points. So flying across right now, this little building right here is the Big Farmer Kiosk. This is going to be the debris crusher. This red barn building with the silos is the farmer's market. And then over here, last but not least, this is the biogas heating plant. So again, this is a really great map. I mean, it's massive, absolutely massive. And definitely be something fun for you and your friends to check out. Or if you're just in the mood to just kind of plow some big fields or harvest some big fields, definitely be a good option for it. Nice and flat, simple, flat acres, 4x map by Nestea. Thank you guys so much for coming to watch today. I am the Ultra Farmer. If you haven't done so already, make sure and smash that like, hit that sub button, and click the notification bell so you can be notified anytime these new maps come out. Again, this is Flat Acres 4x map by Nestea, available currently only on PC. But again, thank you guys so much for watching today. Hopefully you guys have a good afternoon, evening, or morning whenever it is that you're watching this. I am the Ultra Farmer. If you want to check out any gameplay series that I do on maps, sometimes similar like this, sometimes smaller maps, be sure to go to the channel and check out my playlist under gameplay series. You can check out our Hutan Pantai gameplay series, our Dairy Empire build gameplay series, and coming soon our Hog Farm Empire series. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.